Good evening. At this time, I'll call to order the regularly scheduled committee meeting for the Village of Midlothian, Wednesday, February 7th, 2024, at 7 p.m. Roll call, please.
Trustee Burbatt?
Here.
Trustee Caveney?
Here.
Trustee Crowley?
Here.
Trustee Hilly?
Here.
Trustee Johnson?
Here.
Trustee Killily?
Here.
Mayor LaRue?
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you, sir. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, we'll open the floor to public comment. Is there any public comment tonight? Yes, Jean.
Hi.
Hi.
I have a few questions I wanted to ask. What's going on with the Dollar Tree?
They have not yet completed cleaning up inside, and they were working on it, and the building department was there doing inspections, and the health department was there as well. They have 3 items that they need to take care of, and then they will be able to get their permission to open.
Okay,
They're receiving an email about it tomorrow.
awesome, thank you.
Mhm.
All right, here's another one, Kathy. I think all my concerns are with you tonight.
Okay.
What's going on with that car wash that was coming in at 145th?
That wowould be Buddy Bear. I communicated with him at the very end of last year, the gentleman who owns Buddy Bear, and you're talking about the lot at 145th and Pulaski, the vacant lot. He told me that they would be submitting plans this year, and I remember the building department staff telling me that they did receive plans, so I'll have to double check. If the plans were received, they've been sent on to TPI, who is our outside plan review vendor, and TPI would be reviewing them, but let me double check.
He had 3 other projects going last year, and he got bogged down with
Yeah.
issues with those other projects. So he said he'll break ground this spring.
His plan, he'd like to break ground in the spring, but I'll double check to see if we did receive those
Okay.
plans.
When are they gonna start Popeyes?
Popeyes is in process. They have a lot of work to do behind the scenes because they have to get MWRD approval, and they also have to get, do they have to get county or IDOT approval for a curb cut on Pulaski? County. They are gonna knock down the current building, and they are gonna slide the building over about 5 feet, so I don't know if that impacts the curb cut, but they have to get certain permissions and engineering permissions from the county and also from MWRD. They did apply for a special use. Those meetings were held last summer, and they were approved, so they are moving forward on their project.
Okay. Now, I noticed that Burger King is up for sale. Is another Burger King coming in, or will some other place come in?
Burger King, the franchisee that operated out of that Burger King opted not to renew, and Burger King Corporate has decided to sell the property. It is up for sale. The issue, as I see it, my own opinion, is that Burger King Corporate has a 20-year title restriction on the types of businesses that could go in there. So Burger King brands include Burger King, Tim Horton, which is a direct, would be a direct competition to Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts. I believe it's Firehouse Subs, and one other fast food restaurant that I can't remember. So they have a 20-year title restriction on that property that no other fast food burger companies or sub shops or coffee shops can go into that place. So I don't know what the marketing plan is for the property. The broker that I talked to that was hired by Burger King didn't really indicate they have much of a plan, so, a marketing plan, so I really can't tell you. I do know that the village is going to be very adamant with Burger King to make sure that they keep the property up, and we're gonna be on them with regards to property maintenance, because they've already had some pretty major issues there. They clean them up, then it's a mess the next week. It's back and
Yeah.
forth, so.
Okay, my last question, and I'm not
No, that's okay, go
targeting
ahead.
you, I just want to let you know that.
Okay.
The old grills building, the white building
Oh, the
over
White
by
Elephant?
Firehouse.
Yeah,
It still has a realtor sign in it and a lock on the door.
Well, there are two locks on the door. So the property is now owned by the South Suburban Land Bank, and they are
Right.
marketing it for sale. Why they haven't cut off the other old lock and removed the broker sign out of the window is beyond me. I have no idea. But
Okay,
it's being marketed by the South Suburban Land Bank's broker.
okay. I had, one had just popped in my head, but it's gone, so. That's it.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
thanks.
Anyone else? All right, seeing no further public comment, I will close the floor to public comment, move on to trustee business. Trustee Johnson.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple things tonight. I wanted to make everybody aware that on Tuesday, March 5th at 6 o'clock, we're going to have an open house for the events committee. The open house is for members that have decided to be a part of our Facebook page. We'd like to have them come in, tell us what they're interested in from an events point of view, but more importantly, get them involved in some of the projects. Right now, it's a small committee, and we're looking for more worker bees. So I'm really excited that people hopefully will come, share their ideas, and be willing to partner with us. As another events committee thing we are working on is on Saturday, April 6th. The events committee is helping the Friends of the Library actually do a gala. They have the library gala at 6 o'clock. Again, they're a small group of Friends of the Library. I always want to put that last. And so they reached out to the events committee to see if we would help with a number of things. One, setting up, trying to help to serve, and a number of other things. So we're actually very happy about that, because we're trying to do things that involve the community to make the community better. Then finally, we would like to report to the board that we received 41 applications for the open position in the front office. We are interviewing 7. We've interviewed 6 as of today. We have 1 more to go. We will make our recommendations to the mayor, who will then interview, and we hope in the next 2 weeks we can bring a candidate to the board for consideration. And that's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am. Excellent work. What was the date for the, I thought I had it in my email or anything.
April 6th. It's their gala. I guess they've done it before. They're having a trio come. They're serving food. They will have beer and wine available for purchase. We're appreciative of the police department that's going to be helping us keep us safe there. We're actually going to advertise it on the village webpage and in our newsletter. So I think it'll be a fun event for all the Midlothian residents.
Nice. Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks.
Trustee Burback.
Last year, the school district donated some switches to the village. Those switches, at the time we knew, only had a year of service life left on them. We purchased 5 switches previously for those replacements. We knew we were going to have to purchase licenses for those switches, but we don't purchase them that far in advance because we're not going to enter them in because it starts expiration once they get entered in. So we also needed 1 bigger switch. We were waiting for a good deal opportunity. I came across a deal from a liquidator to purchase that switch for $1,300. They normally sell for retail about $8,000. Sometimes you can get a highly discounted from a vendor for $5,000, but $1,300 was too good a deal to pass up, so I went ahead and did the purchase. So I'm looking to ratify that purchase. So I'm moving that we ratify that purchase.
Is there a second on that?
I'll
motion?
second.
Any discussion?
Can I just ask a question? Even though you're getting them from a liquidator, do we still get some kind of warranty on them? Or this is
It's
just?
still, this is a brand new switch,
Uh-huh,
so it should still carry the full warranty.
okay.
But even if it didn't, it would
For
be worth the
$1,300,
value.
yeah,
Do
okay.
you want to explain to everyone what a switch is?
Does everybody want to know? Nope. I'd be more than happy.
I know what it is.
If you want to think of it
I do.
in simple terms,
Is it
think
a
of
recliner?
a outlet bar.
Goes in the con room.
When you have 1 plug that you can plug things into the wall with, and you want 6 more plugs.
Yeah, it's
A
a
switch does the same thing with a network connection.
plug.
You can plug one switch in, and it gives you 24 or 48 or whatever number of ports. In this
Clear.
case,
Clear as mud.
a 48 port.
It's like a big extension cord.
All right, any other discussion?
No.
Roll call. Please, Clerk Marshall.
Trustee Burbett?
Aye.
Trustee Crowley?
Aye.
Trustee Caveney?
Aye.
Trustee Hilly?
Aye.
Trustee Johnson?
Aye.
Trustee Killy?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, so beyond that, like I said, we purchased 5 switches previously, and we need to do the licensing for those now, because at the end of February is when all that licensing is going to expire. So I have a purchase for the previous 5 switches is $1,540.50, and the switch license for the new switch is $491.45. So I'm making a motion to approve those purchases as well.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Burbett?
Aye.
Trustee Caveney?
Aye.
Trustee Crowley?
Aye.
Trustee Hilly?
Aye.
Trustee Johnson?
Aye.
Trustee Killy?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. Anything else tonight, Trustee Burbett?
That is all I have.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Hilly?
I have nothing tonight, sir.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Caveney?
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to chat about wayfinding signs. As you know, Trustee Crowley and I are the co-chairs of the Economic Development Committee, and this subject has come up at several of our meetings, and the committee feels that it's very, very important, especially now that we do have some activity going on in our community with, different stuff, different businesses coming into the downtown area, and the fact that we lack signage. They feel it's really, really important that the village consider installing some wayfinding signage. So I did attach some pictures of some suggestions that were provided to us at our meeting. Trustee Crowley sent me some additional suggestions of wayfinding signs, and I did forget to email those to everyone, so I will email those to you. But, these are just a couple of examples of the signage that we can get. It's more decorative signage, and, it doesn't have to necessarily advertise what businesses you're gonna go past as you're coming down the street, but a wayfinding sign that says, "Welcome to Midlothian," at all six of our main hub areas. We got 147th Street and Kedzie, Pulaski, and Cicero. So they could all use signage. And then, down Pulaski at either end, where our B2 district begins and ends, we could put it there. The same with Cicero. So, welcome to Midlothian signs. And then signs identifying, historic downtown. If we want to put where our downtown is and say you're entering downtown or downtown this way, So it's something really pretty critical that the Economic Development Committee is pretty passionate about. And so we wanted to bring it to the board and get your input, and get your comments.
I think it's becoming more critical now because our police station has moved down the street, and it'd be nice to have Village
At the
Hall,
corner.
police station, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Library, public,
Park
district.
Right, Park District, all of it.
Baseball fields.
For all of them.
Oracle Museum.
Yep, exactly. So.
I don't like any of these examples, though.
Well, I think we were gonna ask the
Yeah.
Economic Development Committee to make 1 or 2 recommendations
Yeah.
for the board's approval. This was just an idea to see
Yeah,
if
these are
everyone.
just suggestions, so because everyone says to me, what's a wayfinding sign? This is a wayfinding sign. So,
Kathy, how much does a sign typically cost?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Kath, we looked at some of it, it depends on the sign.
Okay.
But they are TIF eligible in our TIF areas.
Perfect.
Right.
I think it's a
So-
great idea. I think it jazzes up the downtown area. Actually, even physically downtown, they have things like this around Northwestern University's hospitals, so I really like them.
Yeah. So, does anybody else have any suggestions or ideas, or want to throw out, if you notice any wayfinding signs in some other communities that you drive through that look really cool, that we should go take a look at in your travels in the next week? When you guys are going through town, through other towns, and you see these wayfinding signs, if you see any that look really cool that might fit here in our community, let me know.
Have you seen Allsup's
Uh,
going down Pulaski?
I do know they have some. I have not been through Alsip in a while, so I'll have to drive back down there and take a look.
Pretty decent.
And to any members of the public that are watching, if you guys know of any places that have cool wayfinding signs, shoot me an email. I'll go take a look at those too.
Perfect.
So, and that's all I have.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Trustee Kiley.
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Crowley.
Thank you, sir. Just a couple things tonight. First, to kind of piggyback on with the economic development, what Trustee Caveney was talking about. We had sent an email to Attorney Valadez and to our economic development consultant in regards to updating our vacant and derelict property code, and he sent us some good examples. Nick, did you get a chance to look at those?
I did get a chance to look at them.
What did you think of it?
I think that I found another one actually for the.
I really liked the one he sent us.
Yeah, the real issue is not getting bogged down in any litigation for natural commercial vacancies. But yes, I think it would be advantageous in the case of Burger King. There may be an attitude developing that
Right.
simply because it's empty.
Well, I
and
can
they're
think
not
of
using
a-
it, that they don't have to fix the roof,
Right.
they don't have to do the windows and all the rest of that
Right.
stuff. So
And I
that kind of
actually-
stuff we can do.
I actually thought of a couple other examples, like, to make sure that people are marketing their property and, not just leaving them vacant and, they're not being dilapidated. So, I know I'm gonna go over it again. I'm gonna send it to the board if anybody wants to take a look at it. And I'm gonna ask Attorney Valadez to come up with his recommendations for the ordinance on what we can and can't do. But I really liked what they did in,
Yeah, I think it's gonna come
Not
down to the
Bolingbroke. Why do I say
definitions,
Bolingbroke?
definitions of vacant and commercial,
Oh,
and
it's
those kinds of
Bloomington,
things to
yeah.
make sure that.
Bloomington. Thank you. Yes, all right. Could you get us something maybe in the next couple weeks?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Then next on my agenda, the first action item I have for approval, this is my mistake, I should have put it on for approval / or discussion. I had not discussed this before, but the police department has been checking with our software company for our ticketing software company, and they have negotiated to go to a flat fee as opposed to a pay per ticket. And that's what this first contract is. If anybody's not comfortable with it, I can certainly carry it over to the consent agenda to give people time to take a look at it. But basically what this does is it's keeping with the same software, we're just getting a different version of the software. And based on what we're paying right now, we're paying anywhere from $19,000 to $21,000 a year. This will be a flat rate fee of $18,000. So that falls within the parameters. So it is a cost savings, and the other issue was the software version that we're currently using is obsolete, and they're not doing fixes or repairs to it anymore, so we have to go to something. So I'm fine either way if the board wants the week to take a look at it, because I just put it on the agenda this week, and we can approve it at the consent agenda next week, or if the board wants to approve it tonight, it was done in the correct amount of time.
Can I ask a question? You said this was going to replace the Moves software?
All of it.
Oh,
So,
including
entering
moves.
tickets, entering tickets.
Same company.
And creating tickets, because right now, our folks, our building department's not handwriting tickets anymore, they're doing the tickets right through the software.
Yeah.
So that goes right to the docket.
Yeah, this is the police version for our new citations and e-tickets, parking tickets.
Uh-huh.
So it's a data entry system that we already use, it's the same company, but this version is at end of life. They have an upgraded version that they're, essentially, it's either stay with this company and upgrade or go to a different company. But they're pulling the plug on the other version at the end of either February or March, so we're forced to either stay with them. The good part about this is we're now having a flat fee, where before we were charged 10% of all the parking ticket collections fees, or 35% of move ticket fees. So it varied based on how many tickets we roll each year. And like she said, it averaged between 21 and 23,000.
Do you know, is this, and there's a reason I'm asking these questions, will this new upgraded software provide us with better reporting options to create reports?
So there's a multitude of things that.
Because the
this
current
system does.
software doesn't do crap.
Yeah.
You can't do anything.
Well, did they call? I gave you the number.
They've called, well, the building department has called the Moves people before to ask them other questions about other things, and the response they give is, yeah, no, sorry, we can't do that.
So we gave a presentation a while back, the same company on the same exact software back when Superintendent.
What?
Weiner.
Weiner, I meant Weiner. I
The-
recall that.
The upgrades were more conducive to what you guys do, because you guys had the ability to put the addresses in there, any type of code violations, anything like that. Each feature that it offers is a little bit extra for what we're looking for, with just
The basic.
answering, creating the dockets and all of that. This is a base fee. So there would be some features that even the police department's looking for in the future, like maybe e-ticketing. That would be an upgrade, but we'll get pricing on that later. It's not even fully up and running, but for what we're looking to use right now, that's the cost of that one. If you guys are looking to maybe use the same system.
Well, we have
again,
to. If you guys are switching to this, we have to switch to this. We can't stick with the old crappy
I don't
move
believe you-
system.
Well, no.
you Use our system.
Yes, we do. We use moves. Is that what we're talking about here?
We enter the tickets, though.
We enter our own tickets.
Oh, I thought
No.
Petey entered them.
No, we enter our own tickets. And like the problem is, for example, ever since the building department staff has been using the current move system to enter their tickets, it always, in the dollar amount owed, it always pops up zero. We called them to ask if they could change it to TBD, because, like, I don't know about your tickets. Like, if you write someone a speeding ticket, like, our ordinance might say, for a speeding ticket up to this amount, it's gonna be automatic $65. You could pre-populate that in. On our tickets, we don't have a fee schedule where we could populate in grass and weeds, automatic $50. We can't do that. Well, on all of our tickets, it pops up and it says zero instead of TBD. And the department recalled and asked if they could change it. And then we had to call back 2 weeks later to follow up, and then call back another week to follow up, and we were told, no, sorry, it can't be done. So,
I would suggest that when they do the upgrade, because this is just the basic, this isn't changing, it's giving us the same features, I would suggest that we have 1 or 2 people from buildings come to the training so they can ask those questions.
If you want, have
yeah.
Karina or somebody send me an email with a list of questions that you have about its abilities, and I'll get the answers to you.
Well, I don't know if they're gonna have that many questions about their abilities until they kind of see it. And did you guys get a presentation on it
Yeah.
recently?
Within the last like month or so, he came out and showed us why we have to upgrade it.
Well, we'll pull this off and we'll hold this and let them.
Well, no, go ahead and approve it. I'm fine with it, because if it's a better software and it offers better features,
Well, I think the
we'll
big
be all
problem is
for it.
the other one's going away.
Yeah, the big one is it's
Well, I
That
wish
was-
I would
yeah.
have known that, because the building department is using the same software, and I had no idea that it was going away.
From
So,
my understanding, I thought we always entered your guys' tickets for you.
No.
I didn't know that you guys
no,
were taking your own.
we
That's what
do
just-
our own.
That's where we were talking, that's why we're looking, because we thought that they were doing theirs. So you guys, they don't bring them down to the police, they don't send them to the police department anymore?
No, they do not.
Oh, okay. So let's hold off, let's get them access to the training too.
Does the board want to wait on this?
Yeah, I'll wait on it. We'll wait on it till next week so that they
Really, I'm
can.
fine. If you guys want to go.
We can put it
ahead
on the
and
consent
I'm all
agenda
right.
for next week to give them time to talk in case they have a question.
Okay.
I mean, there's no
What
reason
is-
to rush it.
What does DACRA stand for?
I'm not sure what that rank is.
That was, me and Gene, we want to know what the acronyms are for. We want to,
Docra Tech LLC.
I think that's just the name of the company.
That's the name of the company,
Yeah.
yeah.
And see, I also like the idea that from a budgeting perspective, it's essentially the same amount every year, and it's not fluctuating, so you can do better accounting of funds.
I mean, the old software, it's almost like you wait for the dial-up tone to start because it's so antiquated. Like, it's not user-friendly, it's not easy to use, so, and it was a while ago they told us that, you know, they were gonna,
They've been telling us for a couple of years now.
yeah, that it was gonna go away. Next on my agenda, is the flock contract. Again, this is, on the agenda for approval. I did talk about this a few weeks ago. The benefit of this contract versus the last contract is we are signing into a 5-year agreement with the contract, which it's approximately $25,000 a year, and they will give us a $25,000 discount for going to the 5-year contract versus just a 2 or a 3-year contract. So this contract was reviewed by Attorney Valadez. He did have some changes. Those changes have been addressed, and we are ready to proceed on approving it now. So I'd like to make a motion to approve the flock contract in the amount of $125,000 for 5 years.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please, Clerk Moscow.
Trustee Crowley,
Aye.
Trustee Hilly,
Aye.
Trustee Burbette,
Aye.
Trustee Caveney,
Aye.
Trustee Johnson,
Aye.
Trustee Killily.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I guess I should have said this before we voted on it, but Chief Delaney gave an update at our department head meeting today, and the cameras are doing well.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes, they're a great tool, and I think everybody has found a lot of value in them. I don't have anything else on my agenda. The only other thing that I would say is that tomorrow we are having our first Traffic Safety Committee of the year. So if anybody is interested, please feel free to join us. It's open to everybody. And we will be discussing entering into a process to create a traffic safety plan. 5:30? 5 or 5:30? I don't remember. I have to look. I'll tell you
You're
by
at
the But that's all I have this evening, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Attorney Valdez.
Just the items that I have for closed session, actually, I could probably get rid of one of them right now. We will be beginning discussions with the operating engineers regarding their contract renewal. I've met with Joe, and we're going to have discussion as to what areas of the contract he feels might need a review, possibly amendment. So that would be one of the items we would discuss in closed sessions. We don't need to do that now, so we'll just be the one litigation item, that's it.
Litigation. All right, thank you, sir. Under my business, I'm looking for a motion to approve the annual dues for South Suburban Mayors and Managers Association in the amount of $11,381.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please. Clerk Moscow.
Trustee Crowley.
Aye.
Trustee Johnson.
Aye.
Trustee Burbett.
Aye.
Trustee Caveney.
Aye.
Trustee Hilly.
Aye.
Trustee Killily.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. Only other thing I have, after Beds Plus presentation here at a board meeting recently, I received a lot of feedback from residents. So I thought it'd be wise that I put together a public forum to allow residents to show up and get firsthand answers from Beds Plus themselves. So that's next Tuesday, February 13th at 6 p.m. here. Everyone's welcome, of course, if you guys want to show up. Maybe you guys still have some questions, but we're hoping a lot of residents will show up, especially the ones that reached out to me. So they'll be here for as long as necessary to answer the questions they have, and hopefully show up. 6 o'clock, Tuesday, February 13th, public forum regarding Beds Plus development, potential development in the Midlothian. So that's all I have tonight. Clerk Moscow, do you have anything?
I have nothing tonight, sir.
Thank you, sir. Then at this time, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn to closed session to discuss appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employee of the public body, and, you know,
Litigation.
I gotta find my cheat sheet.
Here you go.
To discuss litigation when an action against, affecting, or on behalf of a particular public body has been filed or is pending before a court.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We are in closed session. Are we going to approve something after closed session, trustee Cavey?
Well, it's up to you. Yeah.
There will be further action following closed session. there is no business to follow up, so we are, seeing there's no further business coming before the board, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Being adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.